right, people. First off, to Michael Jeffrey Jordan. Now, I know you're going to see this video because an athlete of yourself who's reaching that level when he's on a decline and he's very intrusive about other people being better than him, being spoken about being better than him, you get a little defensive. So you're probably searching your name up all over the internet right now. Case in point, what you said the other day about, well, last time I checked, 5 beats 1 all the time, about Kobe Bryant having 5 rings, being better than LeBron James. You even went as far to say, as LeBron James could have played in your era, but would he have been dominant? And you said no. Well, classic example of I said the same thing back in '89 when Alan Shields came to vie for my spot as a linebacker, and I said that Alan Shields would be a bust and would be a waste of a fucking recruit. And guess what, he was, but that's besides the point. The bottom line is, you know that LeBron James is the best player this NBA's ever seen. And I'm not even a LeBron James fan because he left my Cavaliers, so I don't even like him. But I will tell you this right now, you know and I know that he is better and far superior than you will ever be when it's all said and done. You had players, Scottie Pippen. You had good players around you, Philip Jackson. And you won titles. They couldn't do it with Doug Collins. But here's the kicker. Here's the real kicker. You want to be in the spotlight again because you know your reign is about to end because of LeBron James. And it's killing you right now that you're no longer being talked about when LeBron James is being talked about as the greatest of all time. I got news for you right now. If you played, I know you don't want to hear this. I know you don't want to hear this. I understand you beat one of your players on your basketball team that you own. You killed, I forget his name, Gilchrist, whatever. You beat him, you're 50s, 21, this, that. If you played today, you would be a poor man's Dwayne Wade right now. You wouldn't even be able to track the Miami Heat starting 5. And you know that. And the thought of that going through your competitive mind, which is understandable, is driving you up a wall right now. You know it. You know it's true. You know that Dwayne Wade right now is a better player than you ever were. And you're starting to sense fear right now that the top gap that you had over all these other players is starting to close right now. As I already got the likes of Kobe better than you. I already got the likes of LeBron James better than you. And right now, you heard it here today. If you played today's game, you'd be a poor man's Dwayne Wade. And that thought right there is just driving you up a wall. You hate being forgotten. And it's understandable. It's understandable. You're 50 years old now. You were a great player for your era. But in today's game, athletes are bigger, stronger, faster, and meaner. I know you're going to sit there and say, well, they could have been no meaner than Bad Boys Pistons. Yeah, they were. Back in them days, it was great. The Bad Boys, the Pistons, the Celtics, the Knicks, all the Warriors, this and that. But LeBron James with that size and that gifted basketball ability would have dominated the NBA back then. You know it, and I know it. It's time we accept that, Michael Jeffrey Jordan. You were a great player for your era. But this era is a little bit different. Players are faster, bigger, stronger, more skillful. Plus, these players don't have Phil Jackson around to rely on to get them the 6 titles, which you did. And LeBron James had what? Paul Silas? Mike Brown? I think he had John Lucas at one time. So the bottom line is, you were a great player for your era. Today's game, you would be on the Heat's bench. You certainly wouldn't be starting over Dwayne Wade or fucking LeBron James. Unless you wanted to play, point guard. They'd probably let you bring the ball up the court for them guys. But you certainly would not start over them two. Like I said, this is not disconcerting, or this isn't denigrating what you did, because what you did in that antiquated era was good. And no one take this any hate, because I grew up in that era. I'm 44 years old. I've watched the best ball players play. I've seen Jordan in his prime. I've seen Larry Bird in his prime. I've seen Magic Johnson in his prime. I've seen Clyde DeGlide in his prime. I've seen Elijah Ewing. I've seen all these top players in their prime. By the way, Wilt Chamberlain in today's game would beat Bill Wennington. Nothing more, nothing less. Robert Parrish was better than Wilt Chamberlain. So me saying that, Robert Parrish had a Sentinel. Right now, me saying that lets you know that my basketball viscosity is by far IQ level greater than anyone's out there. If you think that Michael Jordan could play in today's game, you're either related to him or you just don't know a goddamn thing about the NBA or basketball. You know nothing about it. Because Michael Jordan, he would have been a nice role player in today's game, but it ain't like it was back then. These athletes are bigger, they are stronger, and they are faster. And they can run at the speed of light. Whereas back then, it was like, like a snail's pace. That's why it was such a rough game, because no one had the athletic gifted ability that these guys have today. So it's kind of sloppy basketball, this and that. It was mistaken for a real bad boy rough era, this and that, when in fact the reality also was a bunch of slow athletes that weren't quick as these athletes today. These athletes today are so fast right now, they don't have time to get all that mixed up all the bullshit. So, I know you watch this, Michael. And I know what I said, my words speak truth to you. And I know they rained down from above. And like I said, when Alan Shields was there to take my job back in '89, I told everybody, he ain't doing nothing. He'll be a bust, a waste of a recruit. And guess what? He was. He was. But that's besides the point. I said it and I knew he was. And when he was this highly talented kid out of D.C. area, whatever. And guess what? I started over him, and I don't even think he finished a year out. I thought he was going to be good personally. I did, but you know what? I came out there and I challenged him. I said, he's never going to be on my level, and guess what? He wasn't. That's the difference between me and you, Jordan. I back my talk up. I haven't seen you back nothing up in 20 years. I mean, your last play for the Wizards in what, 2001? 2001? So you beat someone 21 years old, Chapman, or whatever his name is. Well, you take a look at a few of my YouTube videos, you'll see that I'm 44 years old and I could probably give you a game right now, even though basketball is not my strong suit or forte. I know I can hit the hell. I know I can bat at least 200 in Major League Baseball. What was you bat, 145? Don't get it wrong. This isn't a hate on you, Michael. I thought you were a good basketball player. But in today's game, poor man's Dwayne Wade. You were like what they used to call Ron Harper, the poor man's Michael Jordan, even though Ron Harper, at one time, pre-knee injury, when he was with the Cavaliers, was better than you. That's right, I said it! That's right! He was. Anyway, that's going to end this video right now. If you like the video, even if you dislike it, you gotta love the entertainment factor. The entertainment value that I give you here. So I was going to make this a little bit more serious, but you know what, I decided to, in the middle of it, change directions. And make it a little bit more funner for the Gallivants out there to watch. Anyway, that's it. I keep on looking for my damn controller, but I don't have it. I gotta get up and shut the damn thing off because the fucking goddamn thing I can't find.